are working on Star Wars Episode 8 has mentioned that it's gonna be pretty out there. How out there? Find out on today's Nerdist News! It's hard to believe that in a mere 11 months, we'll be watching Star Wars Episode 8. We don't know the title, we've yet to see a lick of footage, and as far as expectations go, all we really have to go on is a choice selection of quotes from the cast as they've hit the press circuit, and a handful of rumors. The cast has said consistently that the movie's gonna be darker, more complex, and a whole lot weirder than The Force Awakens, and the rumors, oh boy, have we got some juicy stuff for you today. Let's just say it definitely confirms the whole lot weirder thing. So let's kick things off with a non-spoilery tidbit. A new report at Making Star Wars this morning claims that Kylo Ren is gonna do some dogfighting of his own in Episode 8 with a custom TIE fighter not unlike the one his grandpappy Vader flew. Kylo's will have a longer pill-shaped body, kinda like the TIE Striker in Rogue One, with curved wings. It'll allegedly look quite a bit like this Force Awakens concept art. I wonder whether Kylo inherited Anakin's piloting skills honed during the fierce challenge of the Bunta Eve Classic and the infamous Battle of Naboo.
Now this is pod racing.
He'll need him, as he's apparently leading a fleet of new TIE bombers. Between Kylo's custom ride and the reports that he'll sport a new cape with Vader's iconic chain, we're starting to wonder, how hard is this trilogy gonna lean on its villain being an original Trill fanboy? I mean, how far can Kylo really push this thing? Is he gonna flop around in Vader's boots even though they're 2 sizes too big? Will he cruise around in Grandpa's busted up old pod racer? Will he demand that Supreme Leader Snoke start calling him Annie Jr.? Time will tell. What a tryhard. But forget about all this spaceship and costume junk. Let's talk about something really exciting. Monsters! This is maybe a little spoilery. So if you want to go into Episode 8 totally blind, you might not want to hear this stuff. It's nothing too twisty or plot related, but you've been warned. This is it. This is your formal potential spoiler alert. Okay, so remember when we saw that picture of Finn riding through a space city on a gigantic cat monster? Well, I guess that was just an appetizer, because yet another report on Making Star Wars has claimed that Luke and Rey are gonna be palling around with a whole mess of creatures on Ahch-To, specifically puffins. Sort of, yes, puffins! Woo! Stoked! See, Skellig Michael, the real-life location standing in for Ahch-To, is home to tons of adorable, super f***ing adorable puffins. And it sounds like their presence may have inspired some sci-fi cousins we'll meet in Episode 8. Rumor has it Ahch-To is home to a bunch of foot-tall bird creatures who are as adorable as they are terrifying thanks to rows of razor-sharp teeth. And they seem to be a practical effect, as MSW's source said everyone on set was a huge fan of the animatronics used to bring these birds to life, which is pretty amazing. Except every time I hear puffins, it always reminds me of this like nature video I saw where this guy would capture them out of the sky with nets and then eat them.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, because they're like so plentiful, they just like make puffin stew out there. But best of all, word is Luke has a best buddy puffin. Woo, who sees itself as protector of the island. And Rey isn't allowed to hang out with them since she's an uninvited guest and all. Jealous. Until, and this is a direct quote from the article, she fights a rather large sea monster. Seriously? That is the only mention of it in this entire article, and it's just totally glossed over. Like, I'm sorry, what? Rey fights a giant sea monster? Is this the best movie ever f***ing made in the history of cinema? Because it sounds like it could be.
There's always a bigger fish.
And more intriguing yet, Making Star Wars has further speculated that these puffins might be the first live-action appearance of the Convories, a mysterious race of birds seen in both the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. Creator Dave Filoni has hinted that these birds are some kind of cosmic watchers or messengers, and even said that they could be an avatar of something that's appeared in the animated Star Wars universe before, which has led Making Star Wars to tie that concept into the rumored appearance of Force ghosts on Ahch-To and Luke's Jedi tomb raiding antics. Could the Convories be a conduit to communicating with Force ghosts from eras long past, or perhaps living archives of Jedi secrets and history? What I'm saying is, will we get to see Rey fight a sea monster and talk to birds? Is it December yet? Also puffins. But what do you guys think? Will Kylo Ren be a decent pilot, or will he be super shitty at it and have no idea because everyone's too afraid of his temper tantrums to say anything?
Kylo Ren is a punk bitch.
What kind of sea monster will Rey fight? Are you psyched for Ewoks 2, the Bird Edition? Do you think they're the Convories? And if so, what's their secret purpose? Let's discuss. Be sure to tune in every day to YouTube Live for Nerdist News Talks Back. It's a half hour of antics combined with the biggest stories of the day. We'd love to see you guys in the chat. That's Nerdist News Talks Back at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and our premier community experience, Alpha. For everything else, head on over to Nerdist.com.